The Midwest has many communities that could be considered safe places where you don't have to worry much about being murdered or injured by an assailant. But there are also communities that have way more crime and violent death than they should. In this video, we're taking a look at the 5 counties in Illinois that have the highest homicide rate per capita. Peoria County has a population of 179,179, with 110,417 of those people residing within the city limits of Peoria. I imagine the other 69,000 county residents would have their communities join a different county if they could, because the city of Peoria gives the county a bad name. The county has a homicide rate of 9.46 per 100,000, but the city has a rate of 22.5 per 100,000. And it's not just homicides. The city of Peoria has a large rate of crime in every single category: thefts, assaults, burglaries, etc. The one that blows my mind is the auto theft. Their rate is more than twice that of the state's average. The town I live in hasn't seen an auto theft in years, so it amazes me that 443 cars were stolen within Peoria's city limits, according to the FBI. The Peoria Police Department had to issue a notice to the public this past December, reminding them to not leave their car running while unattended because they had 14 cars stolen during 1 week due to people starting their car to warm it up. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to live in a place where neither my possessions nor my person are safe. It's probably why you hear about famous people coming from this area. They get out and make it living somewhere else, like Richard Pryor, Betty Friedan, or Dan Fogelberg. There aren't that many opportunities in this area, and it isn't safe. It makes me think of the line from the Cheers theme song, "Wouldn't you like to get away?" Vermilion County sits in the east-central region of the state among the cornfields, so if someone isn't familiar with the area, they would be surprised by all the crime that occurs in the county. It's mostly made up of small villages and unincorporated communities, which is why the homicide rate isn't higher for the county. Vermilion County has a population of 75,758, and they average 10 homicides per capita. The largest city and county seat is Danville, and the crime there is off the charts. People have been fleeing from this city for quite some time, so it's hard to say how accurate the population count is, but the last estimate had them at 30,479. The last data reported had their homicide rate at 22.8 per 100,000 people. The residents of Danville have to deal with elevated crime in other categories as well. They average 1,749 total violent crimes per capita, so the violent crime rate is 361% above the national average. The reasons most often cited for why this area has so much crime is that they have a high unemployment rate and they have a high poverty rate. 29.4% of Danville's residents are living below the poverty line. Numbers like that make the entire county look bad. With over 5 million people living within its borders, Cook County is the most populous county in the state and the second most populous county in the country. The largest city in the county, Chicago, gets quite a bit of media attention when it comes to crime. Is it true that they have a bunch of shooting homicides every weekend? Sure, but per capita, they don't have the worst crime rate or homicide rate in the state. The most recent FBI report, which granted is a little out of date, had 492 murders listed for the city of Chicago. But that's in a city where 2.7 million people live within the city borders. When you have a larger number of people in an area, you're going to see more crime as well. That works out to 18.2 homicides per 100,000 people. When you factor in the numbers for all of Cook County, it's 12.8 homicides per capita. If I was going to go to Cook County, I would be far more concerned with the possibility of getting injured in a car accident than getting murdered. Have you seen the way they drive there? It's scary. Most of St. Clair County is okay. There are several communities within the county where crime is practically non-existent. But if you know Illinois geography, then you know that St. Clair County is where East St. Louis is located, so this one is obvious. The county has a homicide rate of 14.5 per 100,000 people, with most of that coming from East St. Louis. That city only had a population of 26,000 at last count, but they had 36 murders reported, which makes the homicide rate 137 for every 100,000 people. The county has a population of 259,686, but when you have one particular community where the crime is out of control, it drags down the statistics for the entire county. But hey, they have the world's largest ketchup bottle in St. Clair County, so I guess that's something. They also have Scott Air Force Base. Hard to believe that a county that only has 5,761 residents could have the most homicides per capita, isn't it? But it's true. Their homicide rate would equal out to 21.5 for every 100,000 people. Tensions run high in places where there aren't any opportunities and a large percentage of people are living in poverty without a way of improving their situation, so crime tends to be high in places like this. The county seat is Cairo, which is a place that has been left behind by the modern world. Industries have left the area, leaving few job prospects for the people still living there. 24% of the county's residents are classified as impoverished, and the median household income is only $36,806, so it's no wonder that there's so much crime. I tried to find some positives about this area to balance out the negatives, and there just isn't much there. The actor, Christopher Jackson, who played George Washington in the Hamilton musical, was raised in Cairo, but that's about it. If you live in one of these counties, try to stay safe. Or if you're one of the people committing the crimes, knock it off. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button or share it on social media. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I remain stuck in the cornfield.